Hello, everybody. Cindy here with Stampin' Chick Creations. Welcome to this week's edition of your free card making class. So, as we have people hopping on, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who came to my big BOGO sale yesterday. It was honestly amazing. I don't even know how else to describe it. It was a little overwhelming. I had been up since 3:45 in the morning, so by the time 2 o'clock hit, I was pretty tired. So thank you for putting up with my absent mind and my craziness. So it was awesome. There's still lots of stuff left, even after all of that. So if you were not able to attend in person, stay tuned for an online auction that I'm going to be doing. And I've got the date. I just have it in my planner, which I neglected to bring with me. I am so sorry. So if you're just hopping on, say hello so that I know that you're here. If you have not given eCam access to show me your name, I don't see who you are. I just see Facebook user. So I'm not ignoring you by any means. I just want you to know that that's what it is. Okay, so I think Linda's here because I can see that on my phone. So perfect. Okay, so just a couple things. So the BOGO sale is over. We have a couple classes coming up. What do we have coming up? We have a Love It, Chop It. But the two big ones I just want to bring to your attention as people are hopping on is the Kit Together night, which is going to be so much fun. So if you were at my BOGO sale, it will be a scaled down version of that because Maya went a little bit over the top with her catering capabilities. So Kit Together night will be super fun. And I do have 4 kits in the breezeway when you walk in. I was hoping to get the other 5 done, but I didn't get there before the BOGO sale hit. So anyway, you can see some of the kits in the breezeway when you come, but if there is a specific kit that you would like me to order ahead, please let me know. Kits are only as available, right? So I just want to make sure that if you're joining us for that you have the right kit that you want. But otherwise, you just come, you pick your kit. I'm going to have several on hand that night, and we're just going to sit and create your kits together. It's not a class. It is just truthfully just sitting and enjoying each other's company and having fun and creating something that you probably wouldn't have created otherwise. And I'm going to be completely honest, a couple of the kits that I put together, I would never have ordered because online they actually didn't look that nice. And I know that's probably not a good thing to say, but truthfully, I'm very honest with you guys. And they're beautiful actually in person. So it gives you a really great opportunity to see the different kits and stuff too. Okay, so there's that one. And then there is the Cheerful Daisy class at the end of the month as well. So I just want to make sure that if you are interested in that you are signed up for that. So it's going to be an over-the-top class. It's not going to be a basic class. Okay. So the cards are going to have embossing. They're going to be stepped up. They're just going to be more in-depth cards on purpose because that Daisy suite is incredible. All right. So I know you didn't come here to listen to me gabber. There I go with my words again. I'm gabbering. Okay. So if you're here, say hello so that I know you're here. And I'm just going to move my camera a little bit. So Maya did a fantastic job on the BOGO sale, and now her next task is to organize my stamp room. So it is a bit of a disaster. It's a huge disaster right now. So that's going to be her job. Okay, so I actually have 4 cards for you tonight, which I don't normally do 4 cards. However, if you were at the BOGO sale yesterday, we got talking about re-inkers and what you could do with the re-inkers. So I did today sit and, hello, Miss Marlin. I did sit today and I actually cut and prepared a 4th card for you. Sorry, I just gotta get my ink pad out. A 4th card for you that was not originally on the list. So, it's because I love you guys so much. That's why I do these things. So you're going to have to hang around because that is the last card. This first card that I'm doing, if you have been to my classes, you have seen this card done in a similar fashion. I absolutely love this stamp set, and I think it completely gets overlooked. And so I wanted to showcase it once again. And it's actually the ocean front, and I can see there's a reflection on my stamp. So I'm just going to turn that light right off. It's the ocean front stamp, and this one probably does not look like a very, you know, oh, I must have stamp. It is 110%, and oh my goodness, I must have stamp. So I'm going to show you the card that we're going to make tonight. So I'm using some really new colors tonight. So I'm going to be looking to you online to message me and let me know. Oh, this is scored. And let me know how my internet is working. Okay. Okay. So I am using, this color is called Petaled Path. So if you've heard me speak in the last little while, you have heard me say I love this color. And it is like a grayish brown. It's like a stone color. It's beautiful. And I'm actually using a color that I have not used up until today. Or like yesterday, I guess, or the other day when I planned these cards. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I'm so confused. And it's called Azure Afternoon. I'm just going to turn this up. Okay, Azure Afternoon, and it is this blue, and it's a nice blue, actually. And when you pair it with the Pebble Path, sorry, these new names I'm really struggling with. Pebbled Path, really super nice. Okay, and then I have a piece of our white, okay? Can everybody see my desktop? Is anything blocking your view? Do you want me to zoom out? Do you need me to do anything before I start? No? Yes? Okay. Okay, I need lots of comments so that I know what's happening on your end. If everything is good, do you like the cards? I need lots of interaction tonight, because I still want to make sure that my internet is working to its full capacity. And oh, I see a thumbs up, so that's good. To its full capacity, because my next step is to call and cancel my other internet provider. So before I call, yell, scream, and holler, I want to make sure that I'm screaming and hollering with justification. So all right, let's get started. I'm just getting all my stamps ready. I feel like I am missing a stamp. Why am I missing a stamp? Oh, it's right here. This is the thing with photopolymer stamps, is like they're clear, so then it's hard to see them sometimes. All right, so everything is good here. Perfect. All right, let's rock and roll then. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am actually going to take this stamp right here, which is supposed to be your sky, okay? So I'm going to take this, and I am going to stamp this in Balmy Blue. Now, I kind of had a bit of a problem doing this when I was doing the card, and I don't know if it's my glass or if I need a foam mat or what the case is here. So here's hoping this works okay, because I don't have a foam mat close by. All right, so I am going to start this about, actually, sorry, I want to go this way. So the thing you need to know about this is one side is kind of like has a, I don't want to say a looped edge. It's not a looped edge, but it's kind of bumpy. And this side is straight. I want the straight side along the bottom. And I'm going to show you why you want that in just a second here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to push this down. Now, because this is photopolymer, I can see already there's a spot here that is not going to stamp. So I would love to be able to find my foam mat, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do. So I'm going to do this. This is a cheap dollar store cutting mat that I had. And that's not going to help me either. Okay, I'm going to put that away. That is not going to help me. Okay, so I'm actually just taking this and squeezing this, okay? Hello, Shirley. Hello, Sharon. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is Balmy Blue. This is one of my favorite sets as well. So I love doing this style of a card for sympathy, birthday, masculine birthday. all sorts of different occasions. This one I'm going to do as a congratulations card. I don't know why, but I'm just going to. So the next stamp I'm going to do is this one right here, which is our water. Now I'm doing this one in Azure Afternoon, which I would not normally do this in Azure Afternoon because Azure Afternoon is bright blue, right? But I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. So the thing about this one is that here's my flat edge, there's my flat edge. So I'm going to match up the two flat edges. So I am going to line these up. This is much more difficult to do on camera because I can't stick my head right in the camera. So I might actually just pick this up. Nah, I'm not going to. Okay, never mind. I was going to pick it up and move it. So you can see the Azure Afternoon is very bright. Okay, so probably not an amazing color for a sympathy card, maybe. I don't know, but I like the stamp set a lot. Okay, so now the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to use this here. Oh, can you see that? Okay, this here, which is actually intended to be your sand. Okay, so I'm using crumb cake for this one. Now crumb cake is, oh, that's great. I just put my hand in my stamp, so now I have ink all over my arm. Okay, so now crumb cake is a very light color. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to kind of line this up with my water a little bit. You can see where it kind of actually lines up perfectly. There's a little bit of an overlap, but that's okay. And it goes like that. So there's my sand, but then I'm going to actually come in with these little, you can't see these online or on the camera, I don't think, but they're little speckles. And I'm going to bring those in, and I'm going right over the crumb cake. Crumb cake on crumb cake is what I'm doing here, okay? So there is that. Now, the one thing that this set is most definitely missing are birds. I feel like this set is not complete without birds. But rest assured, if you bring in Beside Me, which is this amazing masculine set for dads, these birds right here are perfect. So the one thing you have to be careful with, however, at least for my set anyway, I don't know if they're all like this, but you just don't want to overstamp because mine is not die cut very close to the birds. So if you press too hard, what ends up happening is that you end up with the line, you know, the awful line. Okay, so I'm going to stamp some birds there. I'm going to stamp some birds there. I might do one more set of birds right along there. Okay. So there's that. Now, if I bring in, this is Wonderful Thoughts. This is on everybody's wish list, right? Or shopping list, Wonderful Thoughts. I'm going to take this Congratulations. I'm losing my voice. The more I talk, the more I lose my voice. And I know the solution to that is just stop talking, right? Yeah, so I wish this set surely had just bird, like it just needs birds. Like why would you not put birds in a water scene? I think that was a little bit overlooked on their part, but that's okay. We have fixed the problem. Oh, I forgot to do something. Sorry, friends. Sorry. Hang on. Okay, so this right here is my weeds. Now, my original card, I did the weeds in Parakeet Party and did not love it. So I might try this in Pecan Pie. Okay, because Pecan Pie is a really amazing color. Okay, so I'm actually, you know what I might do? Sorry, stay with me for 1 second. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do another layer of sand here. Is what I'm going to do before I do any more stamping. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to do my weeds, and if I do my weeds too far, it's going to be into the water, like completely in the water, which I think will look silly. So I'm going to actually go the opposite direction. So when I did this the first time, I put the big ripples to match the water. I'm going to rotate this so I'm matching up my two sides. And I'm going to overlap it just a hair, not too much. Okay. And I can actually come in and fill that in. I can come in here and fill this in. Okay. And then I'm going to use my little speckles again. I'm just going to fill this in. Okay, you can see how quickly this card's going to come together. And then I'm going to use pecan pie. And I'm going to put my pecan pie, my weeds right about there. I never know where to put my weeds, right? Like it's kind of a weird spot. So this is crumb cake. I'm going to put that back because I'm done with that. Pecan pie I'm done with. Let's put that one back. Because I am famous for sticking my hands into ink pads and getting things all over the place. Okay, so I said I am using Petaled Path. Is that what I said? Yes. Okay, so here's my congratulations. Right? Loving it? Okay, wait, we're not done. Okay, let me close up my ink pad before I end up with this all in my fingers. Okay, everybody must have one of these in your okay, I don't know what that is. Everybody must have one of these in their kits. It is a Wink of Stella. Okay? If you're not familiar with Wink of Stella, by the time I am done tonight, this will be your favorite tool. So, Wink of Stella goes on, it's an iridescent brush. Now, it was on back order since March, I think, and it's come back finally. So I ordered a few because I use my Wink of Stella a lot. So it goes on, and you think it's actually not doing anything. I never know. Yeah, I never know what to do. Hi, Kathy. I never know how to do my weeds. If I do them brown, do I do them green? So I'm going to show you the card that I did them in green, and I think I actually like this better. So Wink of Stella, it looks like it's not going on, and you probably can't tell on camera, but it leaves a little shimmer. So as you kind of move your card around, it's just a really subtle color, and it's amazing. And it just is one of those things that you need very little to stretch this across and make your cards just a little bit stepped up and a little bit more wow, right? So not expensive of a tool, but it's like a must-have in your crafting world. Okay. Okay, I thought I had glued that down. Apparently I have not. All right, so I actually cut all of my papers, my layers, you're going to notice tonight, 1/8 of an inch difference. Normally I'd go 1/4, but I didn't this time because I like the very thin border. I'm really gravitating to that style. For classes, it's easier really to do it at the 1/4 inches, to be quite honest, I'm not going to lie, especially when I'm cutting large quantities. But when I'm designing cards for myself or for these types of things, I really, really, really like the thinner borders. Okay. All right, there's card number 1. Now, I am going to show you the difference here. So this one has the pecan pie weeds. This one has the parakeet party. Now, I could have absolutely used either garden green or old olive for this part, but honestly, I wasn't sure what the heck to do with these weeds because these colors, this color, the Azure Afternoon, is much brighter than what I would normally use for my cards, and it kind of threw me for a bit of a loop. I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, that is a little bit brighter than I thought it was going to be. So I kind of wanted to keep with the bright, vibrant theme. So super not sure about that one. But overall, I think with the pecan pie, I think it looks okay. So I don't know if there's a right or a wrong. I think it probably just depends on the time of the year that you're at the beach, right? It could be, you know, it could be later in the fall and maybe the weeds aren't as vibrant, or maybe it's in the spring when the weeds are coming out fresh. So I don't know that there's a right or a wrong. And look at me being all like a good demonstrator and cleaning my stamps right away. You guys proud of me? I'm proud of me. Okay, so that's a very simple card. This one's kind of like, yeah, okay, cool card, right? But I just love this card, and I like to showcase this stamp because I think it honestly gets overlooked in the book. So, it's, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I think the birds really, really add to it, right? Like, look at the difference. This looks just so blah, doesn't it? It's just like it's missing something. So it is definitely the birds make the card. But again, I have done this as a sympathy card. I have done this as a birthday card, like a masculine birthday card. I've done it as a retirement card. I've done it as a thinking of you card. You just change up the sentiment, and it is completely a different card. So don't let it, you know, throw you, because it is, it's not just a one type of one occasion card, if you will. Okay. All right. Oh, my congratulations has to go here. Let's get on to card number 2. And so card number 2, I think you're going to absolutely like. I was like, oh, interesting. Okay, so it's backstory. Okay, let me get these cards out of the way for you. Here's a little bit of a backstory. I was originally going to do a technique club class type thing, and I saw these really cool things in the catalog. Hello, Yvonne. And I was like, oh, I love these. Now, I'm going to be honest. The last decorative masks that Stampin' Up carried, and I'll show you what they look like because I have them here, and they're a bit of a nightmare to store, looked like these, okay? And these are great, don't get me wrong, they're a great product, but they're very, like, they're flimsier, and they tend to kind of like get caught in each other, if you will. And when you go to clean them, they're a little bit more difficult to clean because they're flimsy and they're very detailed. So I was very intrigued by these. So this next card is using 2 colors that I actually never thought I would have put together. And I really pushed myself out of my comfort zone with this one. So you're going to love this, I'm sure, beyond words. I do need my die cutting machine for this, and I've put it on the chair beside me. I am fighting some sort of a vertigo issue this past couple weeks. 2 weeks maybe. So I don't want to bend down because I have a fear of falling over. Okay, so this is the color that I'm using. It is Lemon Lolly. Lemon Lolly is a very, very faint yellow color. It is beautiful, but very, very faint, okay? So that's going to be my card base. And then what I'm going to do, this is kind of a 2-for-1 technique. I'm using the Azure Afternoon, so that's going to be my next layer. And then I have this piece of white, okay? So this piece of white, I didn't put this on my glass earlier. I actually didn't put it on my silicone mat, I just put it onto the glass. So I'm going to try taping this on and see if this will stay. So I'm just using old washi tape, and I don't use washi tape. I've never used washi tape. I don't even know for sure I understood the purpose of washi tape, to be quite honest. I'm not going to lie. But I had bought it because I thought, okay, well, this seems to be all the rage. Like, everybody's using washi tape. I should use washi tape, right? And I never really got the hang of washi tape. So I have it. It's great for this kind of thing as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so I am just taping down my white cardstock. And the reason I'm doing that is because I just don't want it to move on me. And then I decided to use this mask, which is really super fun. And I love the fact that these new masks are sturdier, okay? So I am actually going to, and I did not realize that this was the same size as my silicone mat, so this is actually pretty epic. So I'm going to use some washi tape here. I'm going to use some washi tape here. Okay. I'm going to come in with my Azure Afternoon. I'm going to use my blending brush. This is the large one because apparently I have a whole drawer of these. And I am just going in a circular motion. And I am not filling up the whole card. Okay, so I am going heavier at the ends of my card, and then I can just kind of go lighter into the middle. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. So this is a super fun card. Okay, so I'm going to peel this back. I'm going to take my washi tape, because washi tape you can use over and over, right? I'm going to put this over here. I'm actually just going to take a baby wipe. And I'm just going to wipe this off. I find this is the easiest and the best way to clean off these masks. You're going to have to get these, Kathy. They're amazing, amazing, amazing. I was a little bit hesitant given the fact that the last ones were so flimsy, but these white ones are great, okay? So don't let these ones scare you. You're going to love these ones. And the patterns are so beautiful. So get these on your wish list. They're at the back of the book. I'm sure you've overlooked them because I don't know that they're really displayed the best, to be quite honest. But you see how easy this is for me to clean? Can you guys see this on camera? I'm just wiping it. The other ones would buckle and carry on as I was doing this. So I love that. So here's my packaging for that. All right, so here is my card. So now I'm going to lift this off. I'm going to pull this back. Okay, see this pattern? Isn't this fun? Very cool. Very, very cool, right? Okay, so then what I want to do is I am gotta. Oh boy, this is going to be a interesting night. I have a piece of window sheet here. I just grabbed a big piece of window sheet. It does not need to be this big. I think mine's like 4.5 by 4.5, but it does not need to be that big by any means. And then I have a piece of, this is the daisy paper. It's the back side of the daisy paper. And what I'm going to do is I am actually going to cut this at, what am I going to cut this at? I'm going to cut it at, do I want to do 1/2 inch? I'll do 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm going to cut my daisy paper at 1/2 inch. Now I could go on the other side of my paper trimmer to make my life a little bit easier, couldn't I? Okay, now you're going to notice on my card that I'm going to show you when I'm done here that some of mine, I think I started at 1/2 inch and then I went to a different size. And anyway, it doesn't matter because it's my card, and well, nobody's going to really, oh, see, like that. I almost did that the wrong size. So I'm going 1/2 inch. I don't need all these strips, by the way, but I've got it here now, so I'm just going to carry on. Okay? Okay. So what I am going to do, and you've seen this, I'm sure you guys have seen this before, is I'm going to take these strips, and I'm going to take my tear and tape. I did this with liquid glue, guys, and yeah, it took forever to do. So use your tear and tape, and I'm going to put this on the back side because I want the blue side. I want the Azure Afternoon part, right? So I'm going to put this in the middle. And I'm going to start at the top of my paper, or my window sheet. If you've done Mystery Monday with me before, you have done this with me. It's been a long time, but you have done this with me. Okay, so here's my next strip. Now I'm going to move down. You're going to ask me a measurement. I don't know. A hair. How about that? And I'm leaving a space. Okay? And so if you don't have liquid glue to do this, I mean, if you don't have tear and tape to do this with, you can do this with liquid glue, or with liquid glue. That's what I did my original card with. It takes a little bit longer and a little bit messier for this to adhere onto your window sheet, but it can absolutely 100% be done. I probably am spacing these too far apart, to be quite honest, if you want to know the honest truth, but it doesn't matter because nobody really even knows what the card was supposed to look like. So nobody's going to know if I did this right or wrong or indifferent. It's just me being very selective. So the spacing for this will be up to you on this technique. So I hope you guys are still there. I hope this internet is working well, because I have had no issues, knock on wood, up until this point. So I'm really hoping it's not lagging and it's not doing crazy things. Okay. And again, I don't need this whole window sheet, but because I have my pieces cut for the sake of this video, I'm just going to carry on. You will know which ones, or like how big you need, or that kind of thing. Once you kind of know what your card wants to, what you want your card to look like, you will definitely be able to know how much to cut. Okay. So kind of keep them somewhat evenly spaced if you can. So I have an extra piece here that I don't need. Okay, so it kind of looks like a ladder, and you're thinking, okay, that's kind of boring. Yeah, you're right, it is. But if I can find my Stylish Shapes dies, I am going to use this circle. And I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine, I hope, here. We're going to see how this is going to go, because I'm working on a very tight space here. And again, I'm going to wheel my die cutter over here, because I cannot bend over. If I am bending over, somebody is coming to pick me up. Awesome. Kathy, that makes me so happy. Because, you know, you always think, oh, this is it. And then it's like, that's not it. All right. So I am oh, you can't see this. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I am lining up my die. Okay. So I'm not really probably going to use these two pieces, but that's okay. They're there if I needed them. I'm going to use my plates. I think it's time to change my plates. Finally. I found a bunch of plates while I was cleaning my room. Or, well, not cleaning my room. I was actually decluttering my room and putting things into the BOGO sale. Okay, so. Oh, and I think if I remember correctly, I think I actually had to do this. I think I had to run this one through twice, I think, because it's going through so much. I think. I hope I didn't just mess this up. Fingers crossed! Because I think when I did this the other day, I ended up doing it a couple times to run it through, just because it's going through, like, the window sheet's very thick. Yeah. Your window sheet is very thick, and it's going through, like, paper and windows and etc., etc. So the other trick that you can do is flip it upside down, so then the pressure is in a different spot. Okay, I'm just going to go one more time just to be safe. That should be good. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to move my machine out of the way so you can see what the heck it is I'm doing here. Oh, I'm getting old. Okay, here we go. So here is my die. Here is my frame. Okay. Here is the piece that we cut out. We don't need that. If you want to keep it, you're more than welcome to. And then I'm going to actually place this here. I'm trying to get back into camera. Oops. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. And I'm going to use my dimensionals behind the Designer Series paper so that you cannot see them. Now, do I need this many dimensionals? No, I do not. I'm like kind of going a little bit hog wild with dimensionals tonight. So you do not need this many dimensionals. You just need enough to get it to stick. Okay. There, I think I got them all. Okay. Oop. So I'm going to place this in about the center of my card. Should try to do it straight if you can. And then I am going to take a piece of white scrap and my black ink pad, and I am going to use a stamp set that I just located, embarrassingly enough, in my room that was buried, and it's called Dainty Delight. I am in love with this set. I don't know why it got buried in my room, but it was under a bunch of papers, and I love it. Okay, so Dainty Delight, where can you find this? You can find it on page 22. I had to write it down. Page 22 of your catalog. And that's this one here. See how pretty this is? And then I'm just gonna do this in black. No, I was not gonna just stamp the clear block. I was gonna flip it over, don't worry. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp this in black. I'm gonna do this on an angle just because my paper's not very big, but okay, so didn't push too hard on that one actually. It's hard when I'm stamping on camera because I want to put my head right in there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I am actually going to take my bad, sorry, not that one. I am going to take my Lemon Lolly blend, which is stuck behind my computer, and so I'm just using my blend to color in the flowers. Okay, now you don't have to oops, that's a petal, that's not going to work. You do not have to spend a lot of time coloring. Now I do not use my blends as you're supposed to, however they work just as lovely. And then I'm going to use an old olive, and I'm going to use, not that side, because that side needs to go in the garbage. I'm going to try using this side. I'm just doing the leaves. So you can see how quickly this comes together. Now, I could absolutely use my Stampin' Write markers to do this, but what I prefer is the blends. I've just got more comfortable with them. I feel like they blend a little bit better. They like kind of, not blend, well they do blend because they're blends, but they just kind of go on your card, on your paper. They flow better. I don't know, they're just a nicer marker to use. I'm trying to find, in this package here, somewhere, I had, here they are. Not this one. I need this one. Dainty Delight dies. Now, I have not even put this into my magnetic sheet yet, but look at how many dies you get in this set, guys. It's incredible! I will have to look. You could use the marker on your stamp before stamp. Yeah, you could absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Kathy. For sure you can. Okay, so this is the die that I want. So I'm going to actually, when they're this detailed and intricate, I mean, they're not detailed and intricate, but there's a lot going on here. This is one of those ones I don't want it to move, because if it moves, then it kind of looks silly. So I'm going to actually use that washi tape that I just used to hold my paper down, and I'm going to use it to hold my die down. And then, whoops, daisies, I'm going to drop my plate, so get ready for a big boom. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in my die cutter again. And I try not to do die cutting on camera because it's kind of awkward for me. But in this case, I feel like we need to do this on camera so that you see all the steps. Okay, so here go. Whew, it is hot in here tonight. All right. So then if I peel this back very carefully, okay, put my washi tape up on my stand. You can use washi tape over and over and over. And there we go. And if I put this here and I use my dimensionals to pop this baby up, see how pretty this is coming along? It's coming along pretty nice. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensional there. I'm going to put dimensional here, because if you know me, you know I love my dimensionals. So I'm going to put that about there. Okay, are we happy with that? Now, I'm going to put my dies back away because I'm going to show you something that I have on the table at the studio. When you come to classes, this is something that I have out, and this is fantastic for holding your dies. It's a magnetic butcher's knife holder, and I got that at Canadian Tire for like, I don't know, $10 or something. And it's awesome. So it sits on the table at the studio, so when you come to classes, you've seen that. Not new. Okay, so what's the next thing we need? We need, it's really hard working in a tight space, I gotta tell you. I got to tell you. I have a stamp set that I'm looking for right now that is over here. And I'm going to use this, Thinking of You. Okay? Now, if I can find it. Thinking of You, right here. Here we go. Thinking of You. I'm just going to do this in Azure Afternoon, and I'm going to do it on a scrap piece of paper. Okay, so there's my Azure Afternoon. And if you did not know this, this amazing set, friends, has got coordinating dice, which again, I've not even put into my case yet. So it's this one. I can tell you it's this one because I've used this one. Now, when you go to do this, please just like, you can actually line this up onto your words. Sorry, I'm not even on camera. Onto your words like that. So you can see where these line up, okay? So what I'm going to do is I am going to put this here. And again, this is one of those ones that you do not want it moving. You do not want it going, jumping around on you. So this is where your washi tape comes in handy. Sticky note works really well as well. Okay. Again, this is a lot of die cutting for me tonight because I don't normally do this on camera. I usually try to have all my die cutting done for you ahead of the meeting or ahead of the video. But again, I want you to see all the fun things. Okay, so I'm going to put this through. Oops, daisies. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me 1 second. I know it's not a good video, but just bear with me. Okay, here we go. And I think I've actually, I might have actually damaged my die cutting machine. I'm not sure, but I think one of the springs on the door is a little bit messed up. Which doesn't normally bother me because it usually sits out in the open, but because of the BOGO sale, we had everything out because we were actually using the table as a table for all the beverages and food. Okay, so there is my Thinking of You, which is, I love this. It's okay that you're late. It's all right. We're only on the second card because I'm really slow tonight. And of course, I'm going to use a dimensional. I could use my mini dimensionals. Well, let's put this on the right way. I'm going to put this about here. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with bring back my card bases. And there we go. And I'm going to put this one on the Azure Afternoon. Oh, I forgot I need my silicone mat under here, but I will get that in just a flash. Okay, so you said, I told you that I'm doing like an 1/8 of an inch here, right? And you can't really see it until you put it onto the card base. So I know you're probably thinking, Cindy, that's a lot of glue. It is, but it's not, because I did it very, very lightly. Ugh. Sugar. Sugar, sugar. There we go. Okay. But my card is not complete yet. Of course it's not. It needs some bling. It needs some bling. Where's my bling bling? Okay. So, I had to refresh, but I think it's on my end. Oh, I hope it's on your end. I hope it's not on my end, because that would make me sad. Okay. And, oh shoot, I did not want to put that there. Let's put that one up here. There. Okay. So there is the second card. Now, of course, I could wink a Stella this, right? 100%. All right, second card, done. I'm gonna put this over here, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna clean this off. I'm just gonna use my baby wipe real quick because it's right here beside me. And I wanna put my sentiment away because I don't wanna lose it. Okay, now this next card also uses the Dainty, and this was the first card I designed after I found the stamp set. And I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know that I had that. And then I got all excited, and then I was like, oh, I should do this, and I should do this, and all of a sudden, all the things were going. Okay, so I am again going to use Lemon Lolly. I don't know, I get on a kick, and then all of a sudden it's like I just have to do everything in the same color. But Lemon Lolly. And my bone folder. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see the card. Oh, jeepers. Okay. Berry Burst is my next color. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down right now. I'm going to grab my silicone mat here. Okay. Berry Burst. So Berry Burst is a returning in color. It's not an in color. It's a permanent color, but it was an in color a few years back. Don't ask me what I did with all my ink pads. But I kept them all and now I can't find them. So, okay, now, so there's my Berry Burst. I'm going to close up my glue for a second. And here is another mask. Here's another mask. I love this. Right? Love, love, love this. It was too late. Don't be late. It's all right. Don't worry. Okay, I am going to use my washi tape. And my washi tape. Again, if you don't have washi tape, you can use like whatever. And then I'm going to put this over. And again, you do not have to actually glue these or tape these down. But I also know me. And I know me is not so good with things moving and not moving on me. So, all right, here comes my Lemon Lolly ink. Okay, and this is where I'm going. Circular motion. This is like a damask type look, and I'm kind of just going in. I know it's hard to see on the video. I will post these pictures after. There is something on my mask that's making me grumpy. Okay, I will post these pictures after so that you can see them. Now, obviously, the more Lemon Lolly that you use, the darker this will be. So, okay, I'll put that back. Oh, stupid brushes don't always stand. Okay, here we go. I'm going to peel this back. Can you see? You probably can't see this on camera. I'm going to bring it up here so you can see. Can you see? It's very, very light, but it's there. I promise you it's there. And again, I will take pictures to show you these so that you can see them. Those of you that came to my BOGO sale were able to see the cards that I made last week in person. And a lot of you guys were saying, wow, those are a lot prettier in person than on camera. And I'm like, I know, this is the part that It's kind of too bad we're not in person because I think you would absolutely love to see this stuff live. Okay, I'm bringing in the daisies again. I've got to do it. Let me clean this one off real super duper quick. How am I doing for time? Hey, I am not doing bad. I've got 3 cards in almost, and it's not even an hour. That's not bad. I'm pretty impressed with myself. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I need a big block. So I'm gonna use this one. And I'm using these flowers here, okay? Now, I am going to use this with basic black, if I can find it, right here. This is a thing I put things away and then I can't find them. Does not pay to be organized sometimes. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is I am actually going to stamp this more to the left of my card. And the reason I'm doing that is because I need to put a sentiment on here. Okay? So I am pushing a little bit hard because it's a big stamp. Okay? Now, I know you guys don't all have blends. And I know you don't all have Stampin' Right markers. And I know you don't have all the things. And that's okay. So, I'm going to show you a cheater way of coloring. Are we ready? Oops, I don't need that one. Okay, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. You guys are getting like triple whammies tonight. Like I'm just like, oops, giving you all the things tonight. Okay, here's my berry burst. You have probably seen this technique before, but if you have not, it's a great refresher. You're going to push on the center of your ink pad. Now, this is a little bit more challenging to do with the new ink pads than it is the old ones. This is what we want. It looks like your ink pad exploded. That's fantastic. That's exactly what we want. Now, you can do this with a variety of things, but my absolute favorite way to do this is by bringing in my Wink Stella. And I am going to pick up my ink and I am going to start to color with my Wink Stella. Now, what in the heck am I doing? I am actually adding glitter. Ooh, I just went out of the lines. I am actually adding glitter and ink to my flower at the exact same time. So what is happening is that as I color this, I am putting the Wink Stella down as well. So this is kind of a 2-for-1. You do the coloring and you do the Wink Stella. Now, is this going to ruin your Wink Stella? No, you just wipe it off like you would if you were doing the aqua painter. Okay, so I love this technique because I can actually control how light or how dark I am making things. So how much ink I'm actually using. Whereas if you're doing this with a marker, whatever it comes out as is what you're going to be using, right? Whereas I'm doing this very, very diluted. But then if I wanted to come in and add extra shading or make it a petal darker or whatever my thought is at that point in time, because Lord knows I get a lot of those thoughts, I can come back and do that, okay? And I know this does not look like a lot now. I promise you, friends, it is incredible. Now you do need to use the Memento ink to do this. So it's kind of like water. I was putting too many words together there at the same time. It's kind of like aqua painting, like we do with our aqua painters. It's just I feel like you maybe have a little bit more flexibility maybe. So I'm just wiping that off my baby wipe. and my tip is clear, so that's fantastic. And then I'm going to close this up. Now, you're like, Cindy, I don't have all the inks. I don't have them all. And you're like, okay, that's fine. But you might have some of the more popular Stampin' Write markers, right? So I am going to take a Stampin' Write marker and I am going to color it on a block like so. Okay, I just put my ink onto the block. I am going to pick up my Wink of Stella and I'm going to now use my block as my ink pad. Okay, so you do not need to have all the things. You don't. I think that's the problem with us crafters. We think we have to have it all. And there's multiple ways to do the same thing. It's just sometimes we forget about these techniques. So this is where I'm super excited to actually be able to show you these, because I feel like a recorded video for this would not be half as fun. Okay. So I'm not doing an amazing job on this, I'm not going to lie, because I am kind of rushing, but you can see how quickly this comes together. And so I love the fact that I'm adding the Wink of Stella at the same time. So I'm not having to go back and color and then turn around and do the Wink of Stella. So now, can you do this with your blends? No, you cannot. Because your blends are alcohol based, these are water based. Okay, so please do not try to do this with your blends. You will not be very successful, I don't believe. And it might actually ruin your block. Okay? Okay. 2 for 1. Okay, I'm going to wipe off my block. And I'm done. Okay? Now, when I did this original card, I'm going to show you what I did. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, I'll just fix it like I did the last time. I'm going to use the Thanks for Your Kindness. And I know we have so many thank you cards out there. I know. But I just thought it was kind of fun to use this font. I like this font. I think it's a really nice font. So I'll show you. I'm going to do this. And if it doesn't work, I will fix it like I fixed my... Oh, jeepers. I will fix it like I fixed my other one. Okay, let me try this again. I pushed way too hard. I kind of forget sometimes which ink pads are brand new and which ones aren't. This one is like, I've just started using it again, so it's brand new. So I'm going to go about here. Okay, that actually didn't turn out too bad. And then, so are you guys loving these? Do you like these types of cards? Would you rather some sort of different card? Because you ain't getting it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'd love to hear what you guys think of these. Do you like these kind of techniques? What would you like to see on your free classes? Okay, I'm going to put this on here. See how pretty this is? I'm trying to be careful because I have ink all over my fingers. Somebody says like. That's good. I like that you like. I like that you like. Because that's super helpful. Okay. My take your pick tool, the rubber, I have been very mean to it. So it's choosing to be sassy with me. Okay. There. Okay. What do you think? So I'm going to show you the card that I made that I boo-booed on. Well, that's good. I'm glad we're getting lots of ideas and inspiration. That's super helpful. So here is the one that I did the boo-boo on. I don't know if can you see the Wink of Stella on that? It's like so stinking pretty. This one I feel like is not as glittery maybe. I didn't go as much. It might be my pen that's, I might have used the wrong pen too. I might have used the one that's dying. But, so I stamped this here originally, but this part here went into the leaves too much. So what I did was to fix my boo-boo, because there's always a way to fix your boo-boo, I stamped it and then I just hand cut it around because I didn't have a die for this one. But then there's my one I just did tonight. So pretty. Okay, are we ready for your last card? Whew! I am tired. Okay, so I've showed you masking. I have shown you how to match up your stamps. I have shown you how to do the floating frame technique. I have shown you how to use your Wink of Stella. I've shown you lots of things tonight. I feel you are getting like bam, 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 bam. I'm making up for all those months where I tortured you poor people by making you come and watch me, and then I would be here for 2 minutes and then say bye-bye. So, I'm playing catch up. Okay. Now, are we ready for the last one? Here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm just trying to get my stuff put back together because it drives me absolutely a little bit batty when things are everywhere while I'm starting to craft. Okay, so yesterday when we were at the BOGO sale, somebody made a comment about re-inkers, and I don't know why I would want re-inkers or something to that effect. I don't know how the conversation went. But anyway, I was like, what? You absolutely need re-inkers. And I think it was Tracy that was sitting beside me at the time. Was like, oh my gosh, you can do so much with re-inkers. So we got this big conversation going. We started rhyming off all these different techniques you can do with re-inkers. And so I said, well, I was going to actually do a card using the re-inkers, but I figured you guys had already, like, we'd already know these things. And somebody's like, no, 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 you should do it, you should do it. So hence why I am doing this technique. Now, I'm going to be honest. I was trying to stay away from the stamp set because I know everybody's probably getting sick and tired of seeing me use it. However, the stamp set I was using, I didn't get the right effect. So I've gone back to using the Old Faithful. So this is what you need. You need a plate. I just grabbed this off the table tonight because that's what was here. So you need a styrofoam plate or a disposable plate, and you need a baby wipe. Okay, so this is going to be the baby wipe technique is what this is going to be. Now I use these cheap Walmart brand baby wipes. Okay, and these ones happen to have a pattern on them, which is actually kind of cool because it adds another layer of dimension to your card. So what I am doing is I am actually just folding this in half, okay, like into fours, I mean, excuse me. And then I am going to bring in Tahitian Tide, Melon Mambo, Parakeet Party, and Lemon Lolly, okay? You're like, what in the heck is she doing? I know. I don't know what I'm doing. We're going to see how this turns out because every time I do this technique, it's different. I never get the same effect. I never get the same look. Now, if you've done this before, you know. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the blots down. You just need to cover as much space as you think you're going to need for your stamp. But it's probably not a fantastic idea to mix the colors all in because what we don't want to happen is we don't want it to be a muddy look. Okay? So if you get that, it's fine, I guess, but kind of what we're trying to avoid. Now, depending on your baby wipe, depending on how moist it is, all these things, you will get, it will fill out more than other times. So I have to tell you that when I did this technique today, I was struggling with getting it to do what I had envisioned. But anyway, I finally got something I was like kind of okay with, and I can't even find my original card right now. Okay, so I am using the Old Faithful Daisy. Okay, and this is the solid one. Okay, not the lines, not the outline. This is the actual solid. Okay, so I am stamping this. I'm using this as my ink pad. is essentially what I'm doing. Now, I hope to goodness gracious me that this actually works, because I was struggling earlier doing this. Okay. I'm using the Radiant Stitches die on here, and I am going to put my daisy about here. And I'm going to push down, and I think there's a lot of pink in this one, which is not what I wanted. Can you see that? It's actually not a lot of pink. So, it's kind of a really cool technique, guys. So it works much, much better with a solid stamp. So you won't get the same effect if you do it with like this lined one. It's not going to work, okay? Because you just won't see it. I did try using the artistically inked stamp with this today, and I just couldn't get it to look too good. I don't know. Clearly the operator, but and then I'm using, believe it or not, actually, hang on a second. Am I using this? I think I'm using the wrong color. Hang on, bear with me. Yeah, I was. Okay, I started doing this in crumb cake, and that's not what I wanted. My original time doing this in crumb cake, I did do it. I am going to use, I think it's Smoky Slate. Might be gray granite. Let's do gray granite. What the heck? Okay, gray granite. And I gotta try to line this up. On camera. Everybody's watching me. I'm stressed out. Okay, let me see what I can do here. I feel like this is... It's hard because I'm trying to do this with my head in the camera. Okay, I think that's it. I'm doing this with no light, and I can't put my head in the camera, so I don't know what that's going to look like. Not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, I threw out all my samples, but I did this with like a dark outline, and I didn't like it. I did it with a different stamp set, and I didn't like it. I did a lot of things today, and none of them really like wowed me too much, but so I'm going to use Parakeet Party, which is one of the in colors, to do the center. I'm going to go this way. Like that. I should have gone down, but that's fine. And then I'm going to bring in my stem. So if you were at the event yesterday, I'm looking for my long block. Oh, it's right here. Right in front of my face. If you were at the event yesterday, we used this stamp set for our make and take, right? So you can tell I'm a little bit obsessed with it. So I was really trying to go out of the box and not use the stamp set, but I don't have a lot that are solid images right now in my collection, because a lot of my stamps retired. So I had to kind of go with what I had. So there's that one, and there's that one. Okay, so this is an amazing technique to do, because every time you do it, you will get a totally different look. So you can use your baby wipe more than once to do multiple cards if your baby wipe is wet enough, okay? And depending on the color combination that you use, you will end up with totally different colors. So you could actually create the exact same card in multiple color variations and have totally different looking cards, because they will all look unique. And even using the same pad, like the same plate, you will still end up with different looking cards, because what happens is that as the colors mix and kind of go together, you get different looks. So not one card is going to be the same, which is like amazingly cool. So what I'm going to actually do is, I thought I had another stamp here. I was going to, oh, you made my day. That's what I wanted. So I'm going to actually use this, and I'm going to use Tahitian Tide. I love Tahitian Tide and Parakeet Party. Those are my two favorite color combinations. I don't know why. They're just bright and cheery and make me smile. And it takes a lot to make me smile some days, because some days. Okay, can you see what I'm doing here? I should be doing this on my mat. Okay, I'm going to put this card together, but this is going to be a fun fold, so you got to stay with me. My good scissors are over there and I can't reach them because everything has fallen. Okay, so I'm going to use my crappy scissors. It made me smile. Okay, so this is what we have. We have our Parakeet Party. See, I've got ink all over me. This is not Parakeet Party. This is Tahitian Tide. Tahitian Tide. So we're going to make this a Z fold. Right? Because we love Z folds at my house. It always gets a wow out of people. Like, people are always like, oh, that is so cool. And I'm like, it's so simple. Okay. There's my Z fold. And I love these radiant stitches. If somebody ordered these yesterday at the BOGO sale, I can't remember who. And honestly, you're going to love them. They are incredible. So whoever that was, good choice. Good on ya. Good on ya for ordering those, because that's a great choice. They are an online exclusive item, so what that means is that they're not in the book. So you're probably going to go, Cindy, well, where do I find them? Well, they're online exclusive, which means they are only as supplies last. So they're there now. They may not be there tomorrow, because that's how the online exclusives work. Which is kind of cool, because then we can bring in new products quicker. But it's a little bit frustrating because sometimes we just don't want it right now, and then we want it, it's not there. I'm going to put this there. I made my day. Okay, so here is, now I have to do the inside, but, okay. Very fun card. It's just a Z fold. Nothing fancy dancy about that one. But and then of course I'm going to add my gems, because a card is not a card without the rhinestones. And we all know, did we know that we can color? Here's another tip for you. Oh my gosh, if you jumped off, you missed this one too. Did you know that you can actually color your rhinestones with your blends? Did you know this? Yes, friends, it's true. It's a true story. If you take your blend, now you can only do this with your blends. You cannot do this with your Stampin' Up markers. It won't work. It's the alcohol. So I am just taking my Tahitian Tide, and I'm coloring these, and that will be basically dry. And I'm going to lift this off. I feel like I gave you all the tricks tonight. Okay? You guys got all the tricks tonight. See how pretty this is? So now you don't need to have all of the embellishments in all the colors, because all you need is rhinestones, and then you can color your own. I feel like I need one more, like right here. So I like to use a paintbrush end for that, though, to be quite honest. I just find it covers the gem. You just want to be careful that you don't ruin your blend when you're doing that. But you could actually just make I think it has to go like about there. There. Okay. There you go. Okay, you want to recap real quick before I let you guys go? We did 4 cards tonight. You guys got spoiled tonight. I love it. I think this is the one I did tonight. Okay, so our first card was this one. right? We love this one. And we did the Winka Stella, we did the pecan, we kind of put it all together. Different variety of colors we wouldn't normally put together. This is our second card, which is the floating windows. We used the masking, which was super fun. Brand new stamp set that I forgot I had. Even better. And then our third card, again, we used the masking, but only using it on a portion of our card, which is super great. And then we used our Winka Stella to color our flowers. And then we used our marker to actually color in the leaves, right? And then we did our stamping, and there we go. This one, we did our baby wipe technique. And then we did the coloring of the gems to pull in all the colors. And then use the new Radiant Stitches die on that one. So I will take pictures of these because incredibly beautiful in person, I promise you guys. So if you missed that, go back, watch the video, make sure you put hashtag replay so that I know when you are watching me on a replay, because I like to see how many people are actually watching on a replay versus watching live. And I really appreciate comments and sharing the video and subscribing if you don't subscribe to my YouTube video yet. That, I don't know why I have a hard time saying that. If you don't subscribe to my YouTube video yet, please be sure to do that, because that way you will be notified. Sometimes Facebook can be kind of silly and it won't actually tell you that I'm live until like I'm way in. So it's super helpful to subscribe to that, and then you will be notified any videos or that kind of thing. So yeah, so if you love those cards, I hope you love those cards. I hope you learned lots tonight, because that's what I want to do. I want to teach you so many different techniques that you can go and try. If you try any of these techniques that I showed you tonight, guys, please post them on my page. Go ahead, post them. I'm okay with you posting them. I just love seeing what you're creating, and hopefully this is giving you some inspiration to create cards on your own. And if you absolutely love this daisy bundle, you want to join my Create class at the end of the month, because it's going to be an over-the-top class, okay? Oh, that's good. Okay. So it's going to be over the top class. There's like embossing. There's, oh, I forgot to bring the card. I told my BOGO attendees yesterday about a card that I received in the mail, and I was going to share it with you. But here is one of the cards we're making at the daisy class. It's a lot. It's a lot of die cutting. It's a lot of embossing. But this is the type of card I'm talking about. We're not making simple cards. We're making these types of cards, okay? So if you love the daisies, if you already have the daisy paper and gems, then you can put in an order of whatever you want in lieu of, okay? But you just need to let me know, because it is taking a little bit longer to get product in right now. So I just want to make sure that the stuff is ready and I have my stuff cut and prepared and ready to go, okay? All right, everybody. I'm tired now. 8:18. I don't think that's bad for doing 4 cards. And they were more detailed cards tonight than what I would generally do on a video. So thank you for joining me. I hope you are having a fantastic night. Stay tuned for my online BOGO auction that I'm going to be doing for the remainder of my product that I have left. And there's dates coming for that in the next couple days. All right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a great night, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.